Welcome to Extraterrestrial Reality. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of different things. Later on, we're going to do a follow-up to the episode I did a couple of podcasts ago where I made a presentation with all those different aliens from the Las Vegas alien incident, showing them all at once. I have a little follow-up to that. But first, we're going to talk about an incident that happened in Finland back in 1969. This comes from the same person, Johan Harry 74. Johan Harry 74 on who keeps posting things on Humanoid Encounters, the subreddit that you'll find on Reddit that I talk about a lot. He does a really good job talking about all these different alien encounters that people have had over the decades in the Nordic countries. And here's another one from Finland today that I want to talk about that I thought was very interesting. And I'll leave a link to this. You could check it out. He has a lot of different stories. He gathers them from different publications from some of these Nordic countries that are in different languages, and he translates them and provides them here on Humanoid Encounters, which I think is great. Anyway, this encounter here happened in July of 1969. It happened according to this, in Mikkeli, southeast Finland, July 1969, and he calls this one the man with the egg. This is a very, very intriguing story, I must say. And it was recounted in a book written by Tapani Kuningas called UFOs Over Finland's Sky. And according to this, it says, in this story, Finnish contactee Toivo Kavanen told about his encounters with a strange man. Toivo was in his 40s and had never read a single UFO book in his life, and he did not believe in the supernatural or psychic abilities. However, despite this, he began to experience parapsychological phenomena, and later he also met a mysterious humanoid. He would meet this being both physically and also have contact with him mentally several times. It was the summer of 1969, and Toivo lived in the countryside outside Mikkeli in southeastern Finland. It was between 11 and 12 p.m., and his wife was working the night shift and was not home, and Toivo could not sleep. Instead, he went out into the cool summer night and walked around the yard and looked around. Suddenly, he saw an unknown man standing and looking at him near the corner of the house, and at the same time, he noticed a strange device parked a little bit away at the edge of the field nearby. Toivo asked himself what this was all about and thought it must be the Candid Camera or something. Just want to stop there for a second. Candid Camera, for people who don't know, this used to be a show that used to be on TV. I remember when I was really, really young, it's one of my earliest memories, was watching this show called Candid Camera, where this guy who ran the show named Alan Funt would trick people and then catch them on camera and then show it on TV. It was, something like an early America's Funniest Home Video kind of situation, except people were getting pranked on and then filmed, and then they would later agree to, oh yeah, okay, it's Candid Camera, okay, I'll take whatever money you're going to offer me to use my appearance where you make a fool out of me, and that's pretty much how the show went. But so that's what he's talking about. He thought when he saw this guy and this strange device near his house, he thought, okay, this must be Candid Camera. Anyway, Toivo greeted the mysterious man, who greeted him back. Then he asked the man how they managed to get the large device so close to his house without him hearing anything. The man replied that even if they were to demolish all the houses nearby, no one would notice anything because they had made sure that everyone around them was fast asleep. Toivo was about to ask another question when he discovered that the man was no longer standing by the house, but had somehow moved very quickly 10 meters or 33 feet away and was now standing near the device instead. And here's a picture that he provides here. This is an image that Johan Harry used. I guess he used CGI to create this one. This is a very interesting image, I must say. I also have some other ones as well that I will show on the screen as we go through this piece. Anyway, continuing, it says, the machine looked like a large metal chicken egg and was about 5 meters or 16.5 feet high. The object also had ridges in rows that Toivo thought looked like bolts, similar to those found on airplanes. He saw no landing gear, but instead it seemed as if the machine was hovering just above the ground, but he also pointed out that it could be that he did not fully notice how it was parked on the ground. In the middle of the object was an even larger cutout, like a hatch or sliding door. In this opening stood 3 other beings who resembled a man who was standing on the ground in front of the machine. The three men in the hatch looked at Toivo and asked at the same time, "Do you want to come with us?" Now his amazement turned to fear, and he shouted, "No, get away from here," to the beings, and with trembling legs he turned and started walking away. Toivo was sure that something terrible would happen if he followed, and he thought he might be going crazy. So he continued walking toward the house without showing them any more interest, and he could hear them calling after him all the way until he reached the edge of the field. He was very shocked by what had happened and felt uneasy for a long time. He also had no idea how the craft left the field. And here's a witness sketch of what this egg-shaped craft looked like. He drew this picture right here. So that's what it was. Anyway, getting back to the story. It says, one Sunday 2 weeks later, Toivo encountered the mysterious man again near his house. He was no longer afraid, but instead more agitated. He learned that they had been monitoring him since he was 17 and that there were more contactees like him in Finland who the being spoke to. They met both physically and mentally a few more times, and once again Toivo was asked if he wanted to join the beings and become one of them. This time, too, he declined. During their meetings, they also talked a lot about religion, and the beings told him that the Bible was right about some things, but wrong about other things. Every time they talked, Toivo saw the man's lips move, but instead, he heard his voice inside his head, not through his ears. And when Toivo once asked the man where he and his kind came from, he replied, "We come from everywhere." Now that's the story there. Now I want to talk about this one. That it was that line more than anything was the reason I wanted to talk about this. We come from everywhere. That's what he said, and it just makes me wonder. Was if this story is in fact a true story, and I have no reason to believe why it wouldn't be. I mean, why would this guy, back in 1969, decide to share this story with UFO investigators in Finland? He did. And it's just I don't think you could make something like this up, right? I mean, to me, and the fact that the creature said we come from everywhere, that means in my mind when I read that, it was like, okay, that means maybe this being, because these look humanoid, these look more like humans than your traditional alien. I mean, who knows? Maybe they were creatures using maybe they weren't human looking, and they were using screen memories to make Toivo think that that they looked more like him. That could be what was happening too. We just don't know. But the fact that they said we come from everywhere, maybe what this being is saying, hey, it's not just us here. Maybe it's all of it. There's a whole bunch of different beings that are coming here. They're coming from everywhere. We come from everywhere. Right? There's just not one place, one planet. They're coming from everywhere. That's what it could mean. Or maybe it means something else. I don't know. And then the other interesting thing is that they wanted him to go along with him. And you heard other stories like this before. I know that there was one story I talked about once where a guy had said there was some guy who was contacted by aliens like this, and then he disappeared later on. He actually did apparently go with them. And I guess that's the question. So some people get this offer, hey, you want to hang out with us, live with us, be with us, and you don't have to be here anymore. And some people maybe accept that offer, and then in this case, they do not accept that offer. I don't think I would want to accept that offer. I'd want to stay here, I believe, with my family. I don't think I would want to go somewhere else and live with aliens for the rest of my life. But I just find it interesting, the fact that this creature, this being, said we come from everywhere. I think that is interesting. It makes me again think that there could be beings from who knows how many different planets, other planets that are visiting here, just stopping by, checking us out, studying us, and then moving on on their merry way. I do think that there are others that seem to be using this planet as their home for whatever reason. Maybe their planet is dying out and they need somewhere else to be, and this is where they have staked a claim, and I don't know what their long-term goals are, but I believe that is what is going on. Especially when you think about the reptilians and the insectoids and the greys, they seem like they're all working together, and they have some kind of a program ongoing, a hybridization program. So I wonder, I just wonder that maybe these beings were just stopping by. They come from everywhere. And what was the purpose? And the other thing I thought was interesting too in the story is that everyone else in the whole village, in this area where this man lived, apparently were all asleep. They're all conked out by these beings, except for this guy for some reason. It's just weird how these beings interact with human beings sometimes. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's scary at the same time and fascinating. There's all different kinds of adjectives you could attach to these encounters. And it's just another story, just another incident to add on to the pile of so many other incidents that we've heard about over the years. Anyway, moving on, I want to talk about now. Just recently, I did that show when I was talking about the Vegas aliens, and I had this. I'm showing it on the screen right now. This uh, basically 20 different images, little gifs, 5-second gifs that just keeps playing over and over and over again. You can see 20 separate examples that came from that Las Vegas alien video of when creatures show up. And so I just want to point out that this is there are more blocks in this presentation than there are celebrity blocks in the Hollywood squares and the opening credits of the Brady Bunch combined. When you really think about it, I mean, I got a lot of positive comments about that show from people saying that it's overwhelming. It's you're seeing, when you see it like this and it puts it into perspective. Yeah, you're talking about a 1 minute and 41 second long cell phone video that's all it lasted, filmed by a family that was just about to call 911 to let the requesting police assistance because they are saying that there are alien beings in their yard. And here you see them. You see 20 separate different instances, and that's not even all of them, right? That's not even all of them. And so with that in mind, there's been some people that have been contacting me for like over the past year and, submitting to me their some of their findings on here. And so that's what I want to talk about today. I want to share some of these different things that other people have shared and sent in to me. Now, of course, the famous head above the fence image that I show all the time that I talk about. There was the being as the father and two sons were about to go walking into the backyard during the early morning hours of May 1st, 2023, because they were armed and apparently they're going to try to scare these beings away. And then they got chased out of the yard. Well, now this was sent to me from Robert Morrison. This was he screwing around with the contrast and the color and the different filters. And this is what he sent me this little mock up here. We're just going to play it on the screen right now. And here you can see there's the face coming into it's all different color. It just looks different than the kind of presentations that I've been showing you with regard to this. He's been screwing her out. You can see the face here. That's where it appears. I mean, of course, some things seem distorted because of all of the different filters and things he's using. But you can see this area here. There's something that appears there, and then it just disappears. So I want to say to Robert Morrison, thank you very much for submitting this. We're just going to let it play out, and then it just disappears. And there was other things going on in the background as well. So yeah, thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. And I do appreciate people sending me their their findings on this. Now, of course, I always talk about Mr. Chase him out of the yard, the being that when they were walking back into the yard, there was something that showed up, and all of a sudden they scared the hell out of them, and they ran out of the yard. And I'm just showing a little GIF right now that I created where you could see this movement of something upright coming at these people, right? So this was something that I received from one of my subscribers, Jamie McCafferty. He sent me these different images, these still images that he created. Looking at this video, this is one of the still images right here. You can see this is what this weird shaped looking head. It's almost like insect-like, right? This is where the eyes are right here, and this is comes down to like almost a triangle. And here's in another. This is a close-up of that image. You can see the weird-looking head. This was a nice, very nice screen grab, I got to say. So thank you very much, Jamie, for sending this. This is fantastic. Look at that thing. I mean, look at you could almost make out the skin. I mean, it all. Wow. And then here was one final one here, using a different filter here, a different way of looking at it. And again, you can see the eyes here, eye here, very, very strange. Yes. And now the next set of images, this is a faraway shot this was sent to me by someone named Moses Perez. Mr. Perez sent this. He says he thinks that there might be something above the second front loader that's behind, right here. He thinks that there's something right here. He sent me these 3 different images. This is the first one he sent, and this is the second one, a close-up. He thinks that there might be something here. He's talking about, he thinks that there's an eye right here. And he thinks there's an eye right here, and this could be a head, and it possibly could be. I mean, I'm not, sometimes there is some pareidolia that you might see here. Now, here's the third picture he sent. But, because there's so many different instances where it's clearly not pareidolia, so when you see something like this, you have to think, well, maybe, again, the witnesses said they heard what sounded like thousands of footsteps after that thing landed. And here you're seeing something. Is there something behind this, like that's very tall? And this is an eye here, and this is an eye here, and maybe it could be. I don't know. Okay, let's see. What is the next one I want to talk about? Okay, yes. Now, before we talk about the next one here, now this one here I received a while ago. This was some time ago. This was probably maybe within a year, maybe a year or less, but it's been a while, and I never presented this next image on here because I haven't been unable to verify if this really shows up in the video, right? I've spent a lot of time trying to find this, trying to reproduce the same result, but I have been completely unable to, right? So I don't know. This was someone who sent to me from someone who wants to remain anonymous. Actually, it was the same guy who sent me this image I'm about to show you. He was the same guy that also sent me images that I talked about one time where he thinks he showed a craft in the backyard. I'm not sure about that. I was unable to reproduce that, and I was unable to reproduce the following image that I'm about to show you. But there's a reason I'm going to show this today. Here you go. Now look at this thing. This is back by the first front loader. That's where this thing appears, and this stuff back here, this whatever this is recognizable, right? I know what I see this imagery right back here, but I cannot find this. This is what he said. By playing around with all the different color controls and the contrast and the filters, he was able to mine this image out of this video. And if anybody, this is the reason I'm showing this. If anybody else, I'll leave the link again so you could check out the video yourself. I cannot find. Now he said it happened toward the end of the video, right? I cannot find this. I cannot reproduce it, so I don't know. But look at this. I mean, if if this is real, oh my God! I mean, this looks monstrous. Actually, if you look at it, I mean, before I even talk about what it looks like, let's just appreciate I mean, look at this. Look at these deep set looking eyes. I mean, wow, large mouth. And it looks like it's built. It looks like it was lifting weights here. I mean, it looks like a big shoulder coming down, perhaps. It looks like, wow. I mean, again, was this actually in the video, or am I getting my chain yanked here, or what? I mean, somebody's pulling my leg here, maybe? I don't know. And the reason I'm showing them, I'm just wanting to find out if anybody else out there could if they looked at the video, has anyone else found this image in there? And if you have, could you tell me where? Now, when I talked to this guy about it, he said he couldn't even tell me how he discovered it. He couldn't tell me exactly what frame in the video where it was. And so I had a lot of trouble trying to find it, and I couldn't find it. I just could not find it. I have no idea how he was able to accomplish this, or if it is in fact real or not. I don't know. I just don't know. But it looks monstrous. Actually, when you look at this thing, it looks very, very similar to one of the monster that appeared, or creature that appeared in a Star Trek episode, the Gorn, where there was an episode where Captain Kirk was put onto a planet and he had to fight some other monster. It looks something like this, right? Doesn't that look similar? Right? That's an image of the Gorn from Star Trek, and you put it side by side with this thing, it looks very similar to it, right? But I just can't find this thing in that video. If somebody else out there could find it and let me know where it appears, if it appears, I don't know. I'm not sure. I find this one amazing. If it's there, it's just if it is there, right? It's not surprising. It's just that I can't find it. That's the whole thing. I cannot find it myself. I was unable to reproduce this using the video that I have, and it's just not there. But this guy claims that he was able to find it, but he was unable to do it again. And he was unable to tell me exactly where in the video he found it and how he was able to mine it out either. I mean, he doesn't know really what he's doing with video editing program, and this is so he was unable to explain to me how he was able to do this, but he did it. It took a lot of time and effort. He said it took weeks actually, and then he thought he saw something in this one part of the video, and he just kept on screwing around. He took a still shot of it. He just kept on screwing around with the color and the contrast and the filtering. He was using different filters or whatever, and this is what he showed. This is what he came up with. Again, it looks wild. I'm not sure. Again, if he says it's there, if somebody else could find it, I would very much appreciate that. It would be a great help, because this would be another excellent addition to the Rogues Gallery that we already have under construction as we speak. You know, we're going to keep adding to this over time. We'll put more blocks in there. More blocks. Maybe we'll put enough blocks in that thing so that you could have a. Maybe we could make it 40. Maybe we could find 40 different instances throughout the video where something shows up, or where a face appears, where some sort of an alien face appears. No, I mean, like, again, this is pretty clear. I mean, if this thing is there, then. I mean, considering the faces that we've already identified, right? The faces that we could already save, for, no question about it that they're there. You add this one to it. If somehow we're able to, find the exact moment when this thing shows up, if in fact it does show up, that would be fantastic. I would appreciate any kind of help like that. So this is gonna be a short one today. I just want to say this. I want to say thank you all for joining me today. Until next time.